My name is Shivon. I'm here because I want to give some tips on how to deal with narcissism, because I've been brought up by two narcissistic parents, and I've also dealt with narcissism on multiple levels, whether that's other family members, friends, people I want to have a relationship with. So I actually made this my research project for my dissertation, for my master's in psychology, and that was just looking at personality traits like narcissism and avoidance, and how that impacts resilience and sort of linked to mental health, because that's something I'm really interested in. I have been in hermit mode for the last few days because there's just been a lot going on, and I've just been healing, because I recently realized that I was sexually abused by my father when I was a child, and when I confronted him about it, the entire family basically turned against me, started gaslighting me, sending me emotionally abusive emails, text messages, doing a lot of cyber stuff, crime as well, like I've just been feeling really harassed. But I've decided I have healed enough that I want to come out into the open, and this is actually very scary for me to actually do this as a video vlog versus the written blog, which was my original plan before all the family drama kicked in. But I realized that I need to stop hiding behind the written word and put my face and my voice out there, because I have learned so much, both on an academic level but also on a personal level, about how to deal with narcissism. And I've also been sort of in a support group on Facebook about narcissistic abuse abuse support group, and I've just been seeing so many people who kind of are conflicted. They don't know what to do, they don't know how to leave. Even if they've left, they don't know how to deal with their emotions. They feel like, should they give their partner another chance? Should they, because they've been a victim of abuse for so long, they just kind of they don't know what to do. And I've been answering comments and just trying to share my knowledge and give encouragement and stuff. But then I realized there are so many groups, and I just got overwhelmed by it all. Like, individually commenting on those, it's not gonna be sustainable. So I decided, why not do these, make this a vlog where I basically just talk about the things that I've learned, and maybe that can help you too. So first of all, I just want to talk about my theory on human nature. So what I think is that in everyone, including myself, there's a mixture of narcissism, avoidance, and something I previously wrote down as an undefined degree of or element of humanity. I can't remember exactly how I phrased it, but now I believe that undefined part is spirituality, because that's what saved me. That's what saved me from becoming another narcissist or becoming like completely like a mental health patient. It helped me survive. It gave my belief, gave me hope, gave me courage, and when I was alone, I felt like I was not alone, because I had this spiritual support that I couldn't see but I could feel. And maybe by talking about this, I kind of I will put off some people because they don't believe in it, and that's fine. That's your choice. But to be honest, in my experience, people who reject spirituality just without even thinking about it tend to be quite high in narcissism, and my father is the prime example of that. So just before you just kind of dismiss me as a lunatic, just reflect on that, please, for your sake, because I don't care. I really don't. I've got to a stage where only my opinion of myself matters, and I'm very happy to have reached that stage. And that's what gives me the confidence to talk like this in front of you. I don't have a plan, I don't have anything written down, I'm just talking. So let me go back to my what I was saying about narcissism, avoidance, and I don't know, let's just say divinity maybe, because I do believe that every person has an element of God in them, or spirituality, whatever, some spirit. You can say Holy Spirit, you can just say Spirit, you can call it Source, you can call it whatever you like. If you're Islam, call it Allah. If you're Christian, you can call it Holy Spirit or God. It doesn't really matter. I honestly don't think it matters. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. So I personally used to be a big, because I was familiar with Hinduism, so I always identified with Hinduism, but recently I've also been kind of drawn to other religions, especially Christianity, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, God. The story of Lilith, by the way, look into that. There's something very interesting there, and that kind of explains why I've always kind of been staying away from Christianity, because there's an element of misogyny there, and that I cannot stand. But you need to realize that's not actual Christianity. That's because I don't think Jesus Christ was ever a misogynist. I don't think God is a misogynist. It's the people who want to control others, who want to control women or control men. It doesn't matter. Maintain inequality, who want control, who are doing this. So look into Lilith, because I didn't know anything about her, but reading about her made me realize so much. You know what, I'll just tell you. So basically, she was actually Adam's first wife. So there was Adam and Lilith. They were created, but she wanted more equality. She didn't want to be subservient to Adam. She wanted to be an equal. So so basically, because of that, she was cast out and also made to kind of sort of portrayed as this very sexually promiscuous, very cold, basically demonized. She was demonized basically because she wanted equality. And she is also, I believe, kind of the believed to be the snake that tempted Eve to have the apple. And also there are stories about how she killed Adam's children, but then the part that they don't tell is the fact that she was living in a relationship with someone else and had children, but then Adam killed her children. So she did that in revenge. So her reaction made her into a demon. And this is something I've seen a lot. This is what happens. And actually, this is such a good... Okay, now I understand why I was prompted to talk about Lilith. So this is actually a prime example of how a narcissistic relationship works. So let's say you have one partner, just for the sake of simplicity, let's say the male is the narcissist and the female is not. Just not for any reason apart from the fact that it'll be too confusing with the pronouns otherwise. So he, she. But I will keep switching it around, and obviously it will apply to both. So in this sense, the narcissist, the male partner, narcissistic partner, will basically do things like, I don't know, let's say they cheated on their partner and this was found out. So what do? They start okay, first they might say, oh, I'm so sorry, and blah 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 blah, but then they will start saying, slowly they'll start to imply that the reason they cheated is because of the wife or the partner. They'll be like, oh, if you just given me more attention, I feel like you didn't understand me, that's why you see what I'm saying? Very toxic. And if usually people who are attracted to narcissists are emotionally insecure themselves, they have a anxious attachment style, and they tend to kind of abandon themselves because that's how they were brought up. Again, going back to attachment style, so they abandon themselves in relationships. So for them, their partner is kind of everything, and they believe that whatever their partner says must be true. And even if they don't, like, this kind of, it's very, very insidious, because narcissists tend to isolate their partner from everyone else. The initial stage will be the love bombing. So they'll be like, oh my god, you're the most amazing person I've ever met, I think we're soulmates, blah 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 blah. And then they'll start isolating them. So they'll be like, oh, why do we need to go to that friend? You have me, why do you need friends? This kind of thing. So they make you feel bad about having relationships outside of this toxic narcissistic relationship. And then once they have you completely completely isolated, then their mask will slip. So what do I mean that? They start putting you down, because the reason they were attracted to you usually is because they see in you traits that they lack in themselves, like intelligence, goodness, warmth, kindness, compassion. So for narcissists, this is like they need this is their supply. They need this to survive. But at the same time, they're so damaged and depraved that they will resent this person. They don't want to just they don't want to just enjoy this person for pouring in this affection into them. They want to control them. They want to demean them. So they make them feel like the worst person ever, like everyone is better than this person, their partner. And they compare their partner to other people. They make their partner feel bad about themselves. And honestly, it's such a horrible situation for the partner, because let's say in this case it's a she will be so confused. First of all, she'll be like, where is the person I fell in love with? The person who said they were my soulmate, that they loved me, they want to take care of me forever, they want to spend every moment with me, but now it's like they hate me. So they can't understand what's going on, so they internalize that shame. They think, this must be because I'm wrong, there must be something wrong with me. And they can't see that this is not their problem, this is someone else's problem. And especially if they don't have any friends, if they've been isolated from friends, family, because that's what the narcissist will do first. And in that case, then you don't have another voice, you just have your voice in your head and the voice of your partner. And if your voice is kind of already a little bit weak, because I'm not judging here, because I used to be one of these people. I used to have an insecure attachment style. I used to attract narcissists, but I've got to a much healthier place now. I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, I've evolved a lot. So please don't think I'm judging anyone here. I'm just, this is how I am. My words might be a bit blunt, it might be a bit offensive, but that's not how I intend it. So please be patient with me. So what was I saying? I was saying that, yes, so the partner, if they're already kind of insecure, then they tend to believe their partner more than they believe themselves, and they tend to prioritize their partner more than they believe in themselves, or prioritize themselves and self-care. And that's the point where it just becomes this cycle of abuse. And you know, even if someone else comes in and tries to convince them, you know, this doesn't sound healthy, this seems weird, you know, there's something wrong here, are you sure this is what you want, they will not be able to take that in. I think they will feel this urge that they have to stand up for their partner, be loyal to their partner. And also you need to remember that the narcissist will have been very so if the wife or the female partner kind of does anything that they don't like, that disagrees with them, anything, then they will see that narcissistic rage. And also the rage is only one part, and then there's the emotional stuff like withdrawing affection, silent treatment, gaslighting, manipulation. I mean, the psychological stuff is just honestly horrible. I actually, like, it's so scary. It's really scary when you think about it. But what I mean is, I've been seeing this dynamic a lot in my personal life, but also in, like I said, these support groups. And I just thought, well, why not educate people? Because that's what I did when I was trying to understand what was going on, why people are behaving in this way. That's what I did. I went and looked it up. I actually, you know, I made it into it became a bit of an obsession of mine. And that's where it all started, really, this idea to do this. And I hope that by sharing my thoughts here, I can help people. And also I'm happy to, you know, if you want to message me via Messenger, Facebook Messenger, because Facebook Messenger for now. I'll figure out other stuff later, and that's still pending. So if you want to message me, I'm happy to answer any questions that, if you want to, you know, have any specific questions you want to answer that you don't want to kind of put publicly, that's completely understandable. I will be continuing, so this is more of an introduction, just to say this is what I'm gonna do. I'm also planning other things, like possibly an app, some teaching courses. Anyway, that's all still pending. I'm also an author. I've written 3 books already. They're on Amazon if you want to check it out. It's also quite, I mean, I actually uncovered, I think my subconscious uncovered a lot of truths about my family that I wrote in those books. Because when I read those books, when I think back to those books, I'm like, wow, it's like I knew, it's almost like I knew what was going to happen in a way, which doesn't make any sense, but this is what makes me believe in spirituality so much. And that's why I'm delving deep into that too, and exploring that, because I always believed, but I was never very deep into it, mainly because I think that my family have maybe recognized that I have some kind of gift, and they've scared me from a young age and also gaslit me, manipulate me into believing that this part of me is wrong, and it's a bad thing. It's something I need to keep quiet about. I need to suppress. It's evil, it's wrong. And actually it's not. It's really not. It's the shadow within myself, and I've been suppressing that shadow and fighting it for so long. But you know what? That shadow is my anger. It protects me. It's actually my best friend, because it woke up the anger in me at how I've been mistreated. And if you want to read about that, I've got a Facebook page, and the written posts. If you go down like all the way down and read, you can see what my life has been like. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say for now. I will be posting more regularly. but I'm not gonna stick to a schedule or anything. Because I'm done with all of that. I just go with the flow now. So if you know, I might post 2 in a day or 3 in a day, or go 3 or 4 days without posting. I'm not gonna make any commitments. Yeah, I hope that I can help, and you can also reach out to me via Messenger if you need any help. I will do what I can. Just putting it out there though, I'm not going to tolerate any abuse, any gaslighting. I will block you. So please don't. If you have those opinions, that's fine. That's your right to. You have the right to think whatever you want, but you don't have the right to abuse me for that. Don't send me abusive messages. Okay. Okay, that's it. Thanks everyone. Hope I am very excited about this new project. I think it will help a lot, and I hope it will also help you.